So I just uploaded almost a 3-minute short about how someone who stumbled upon my dating profile noticed my political leanings because of basically what I want and what I am. Makes sense to date someone whose beliefs are similar to yours politically, religiously, spiritually. I'm not going to hide those beliefs when that's what I'm looking for. Someone was pissed off. Their feelings were hurt. So they post professionally to my professional platforms, my Yelp account, my Google account, and my Facebook account. It's unfortunate. I don't know how many fictitious how many fraudulent reviews there are, because someone decided they're going to write a review because they don't like the way someone is. Now, technically, it is against the rules to write a review if you haven't done business with a business. I have no idea if I'm going to get these 2 other reviews removed. I was able to get rid of the first Facebook one because you can block a user, and then by blocking a user, it blocks that review. Now, it'd be great. I'm paying Google for Google services. They might get me a phone. Chasing them down on the phone. Just the other day, I was getting hired to help with an email. I guess her Gmail email account was totally messy, and I couldn't fix it. I'm thankful I was able to get paid, and she understands nothing I did was wrong. I did everything I could do, and I actually followed up with a phone call a couple of days later after doing some research and assisting her in taking other direction. She and I guess her other family member, who was also part of our conversation professionally, we all agree that Google has dropped the ball, and we're all turned off in the fact that we can't spend $5 for phone support. So even though Google is taking my money, I think it's $12 a month for my professional email, getting them on the phone, you have to manipulate the chat. We eventually were able to reproduce getting a person on the phone, but what a hassle. But my point is, we need professional investigations done on these reviews. I understand they don't want someone who's afraid of a bad product or service being sold and having a review potentially taken down, even if it's deserved. But what seems to be happening is they're siding with the customer. The customer writing a bad review, rating a review that's fraudulent, meaning if they haven't done business, it doesn't matter what they say. You're not supposed to write a review if you haven't done business with someone. So I've had this happen before. There are a couple other reviews on my accounts after 15 years in business. I've had, 3 or 4 reviews that came out of nowhere, and I have no idea who they are. Now, I'm a sole proprietor. I don't have a boss, and I don't have employees that could have interacted with people that I'm not aware of. I lied. I've had a couple contractors very briefly, where there were several interactions where I wasn't personally over their shoulder overseeing. So, and those are non-review situations anyway. In fact, a few issues. Well, I could go on to tangents, but trying to stick with the topic at hand of what I'm supposed to do with a review that's written over what looks like a 20-year-old in her profile picture. If I'm paying Google and Yelp, they want me to spend hundreds of dollars a month on advertising. How do they think they're going to court me if they're going to give me the sort of service that they've been giving me professionally? Yeah, if you're not going to have my back and you're just automatically going to leave a review that I don't agree with, not because I wasn't able to give them the service they thought they deserved, but because no service was rendered. Oh my goodness. I understand. Even if I do excellent service, if the customer's feeling like they didn't get what they deserved, maybe I wasn't articulate in explaining what they needed or got, and the customer feels bad because they spend hundreds and they don't understand what it is they got, or why I was in and out in 2 minutes, or why something took 2 hours when, in their opinion, maybe should have taken 2 minutes. I actually understand those reviews can happen. But if you haven't given me the business, it is in their rules. You cannot write a review if you haven't done business. It's in Google's review rules. It's in Yelp's review rules. Facebook, I don't think, has those rules for reviews because they don't value the reviews the way Google or even Yelp does. Yelp seems to be less popular than it was, say, 10 years ago, because Google's taken the business because they integrated it into the Maps app. I still think it's a stupid system the way that it's all organized, but that's another topic to get into. But my point is, what am I supposed to do as a businessman when someone finds my personal, non-professional presence online, decides they don't like what I say, and I didn't say anything incorrectly. I'm factual, and I'm out looking for friends and potential romantic partners. It makes sense to denote what I believe in because I want similar, like-minded company. I don't understand. So some people out there might say, well, you can't talk politics when you're a professional. Your presence is potentially attackable. And yes, it is attackable, not potentially. I don't know how to properly navigate these waters since I'm paying Google Monday, tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this resolved through a phone call. I don't know if I have an hour to manipulate the chat to see if I can get a person on the phone, because I refuse to try to navigate these issues by text. Now, I'm over the age of 40, as passionate about it, technology as I am. It pisses me off that we're all going the way of AI. There are detailed. I've had a myriad of questions, a myriad of conversations, a myriad of topics that I've needed taking care of. But these huge companies don't want to give a person's conversation. Yelp, I don't understand how they expect someone like me to want to spend money with them if they're going to treat us this way. Now, Yelp has been complaining, they've been in the courts complaining about how Google has been trumping on their business and dumbing these Yelp entries in the Google listings so that the Google listings are prioritized, but that's a whole nother topic. How does Yelp want to get a businessman's business if you're not going to have my back? That customer has no receipt to prove they did business with me. And it looks like from the account, they wrote another negative review. It's not even local, which means likely that review will probably get filtered in my filter so it doesn't get shown, because only if someone's really interested in researching me are they going to go into the filter and see the unpublished. They are published through the filter system, but they're filtered because they're less valuable because of the metadata that's attached to them. Like if you write a review for a business that's hundreds of miles away, that takes value away from the review. So what they did, this particular 20-year-old, she wrote a negative review. In fact, her whole profile on both Google and Yelp are all negative. So I don't know if she's in bed with some other business trying to write negative reviews, but it doesn't seem like she's attacking a particular genre of businesses. So I actually called Yelp yesterday to let them know that's what's going on, and they shrugged their shoulders. I don't think I'm going to get any farther. I did tag the review or flag it or whatever. We'll see if they agree, because obviously they have access. Their network engineers or technicians can see all that activity, including the other review that she wrote, which was negative, and that we're thousands of miles, literally speaking, apart. So if she's local, the value of the review will be of such that it may or may not be filtered. Filtered is a lot less of a problem, but still, I don't like my reputation being thrown around. Having people think that I'm trying to proposition people is not good. I don't have any interest in such. So that's really where my head is. I mean, it's a Sunday, it's a day off. When I first saw it, this just happened yesterday. It was a little huff and puff, and I made contact with her. No, actually, I'm sorry, it was 2 days ago. And then eventually she said, oh, okay, I'll delete it after you show me proof that it's against the rules to write a review if I hadn't done business with you. So I snapshot the rules and regulations for Yelp. And then, of course, hours later, she blocks me. No surprise. That conversation was through Facebook before I blocked her, or her, I blocked her from the business page. So she can't write a review under that account. So the only thing I can imagine is her butt was hurt when she realized I'm not to her preference socially. So let me know what you think. I'm really curious. If I wanted to take the legal ramifications, I could potentially tell Yelp to give me that IP address. Also Google, but that's legal paperwork. I would not be able to deal well as a lawyer. All that litigious paperwork, all that hurrying up and waiting, no, I don't understand how lawyers do it. And then figuring out who exactly in a presence do you need to contact to get the right person involved. Yeah, so if they find out this person's writing the same rating reviews from the same IP address, that'll probably lower the value of the review. But there's no rule, there's no law that says proof has to be such that the customer can prove that they did business. There's no transaction. There's no digital transaction. There's no receipt. Theoretically, she could have paid cash and I could have just not given her a receipt, but this did not happen. I'm a sole proprietor. There's no way that this happened and I just didn't know about it. Like if I had a full-size company and several employees or a boss, that's not what happened. She stumbled across my Facebook dating profile because she mentioned in the review vernacular that was mentioned in my profile. So go ahead and comment below. Let me know what you think. Tell me how I should proceed. I'm really curious. Have a great Sunday.